Alright, so in this video, it's a follow-up video. I want to talk about all the things that I'm doing to fight off depersonalization. So first of all, I will say that it is working. It's not going as fast as I would want it to go, but you know what I'm saying, you can't rush things like this. Just great. I just have to be grateful that things are progressing. All right, I'm not having too many flare-ups. Or this is probably my third straight day without having much of a flare up, but still dealing with the symptoms of depersonalization. And so, with that being said, just want to talk about some of the things that I'm doing to fight it off. So, first thing is video games. They really help because forces you to focus. Now, obviously, I don't want to do this all day, so I don't have a lot of things to focus on. Okay, and it's good to be challenged as well. So playing chess, writing, reading. You know what I'm saying? I've been massively productive since I got this depersonalization, which was pretty much less than a month ago. And although it's been extremely frightening at times, I've been working through it. I've been making more videos, as you can see, and I've been exercising a lot. I'm trying to get them gains. It's taking some time. I look very thin on camera. In person, I feel like I look bulky, but whatever. I'm not gonna rush it. I'm not gonna rush that either. I've been gaining some weight, so that's cool. So I have been taking medication. It wasn't prescribed to me for depersonalization. I didn't really come to the conclusion that that's what I was dealing with until I got out of the hospital. But I was dealing with it before I went into the hospital, like right before. And yes, a lot of people mock people speaking on this, but yeah, you can get it from smoking weed. All right, and I'll leave it at that. That's not the only reason why you get it, but that you definitely can get it from smoking weed. All right, and so with that being said, I say with that being said a lot. But so I exercise a lot, drink a lot of water, make sure that I eat, make sure that I take vitamins. I take the vitamin B complex with added vitamin C. I take magnesium. I take fish oil. I take a lot of things. I take vitamin D3. I take my men's daily. I take ashwagandha supplement. I take black seed oil. I take lemon balm. Um, I take valerian root before I go to sleep, and I take Irish sea moss. I also take hemp oil, and that's pretty much it. I mean, some turmeric, drink chamomile tea, and fairly cheap stuff. It's affordable, and that's pretty much it as far as what I take. But even though I take all of these things, first of all, make sure you drink a lot of water, and make sure that you eat. Make sure that you eat a lot. All right. Um, and working out will probably ensure that you have a pretty solid appetite for that. All right, but with all those supplements that I take and the exercising and all, the most important factor is to be calm by way of letting the symptoms just be. All right, letting everything just be. Now's not the time to feel sorry for yourself. Now's not the time to compare yourself to how things were. Now's not the time to compare your life with everybody else's, you know, boring life that they're content with, just saying, man, if I wish I could have that boring life. Now's not the time. None of that's going to help you. All right? You have to sit in it. And like I tell myself, if it's not killing me, I have nothing to worry about. All right? And It definitely took some work, but I'm proving to myself day in, day out that I'm a fighter. You got to turn yourself into a fighter. You got to keep feeding yourself things that will make you feel like a fighter. You know what I'm saying? You have to, you know, if it means study the art of war, read the art of war. If it means, which is something I'm also a fan of, looking at depersonalization success stories. If it means pushing your limits, and I think that you should, without piling too much on your plate, then you gotta do that. But one thing that you do not want to do is let fear dictate. If fear dictates, then you're in a lot of trouble. If you choose to stay in the house instead of going outside, even though you want to, then you run the risk of forming a type of agoraphobia. So you gotta nip that in the bud very fast. You cannot allow for life to move on without you. In fact, go even harder. This is the time where you learn the new skills. All right? This is the time where you challenge yourself constantly. This is the time where you look everything that once gave you fear in your past life when things were normal. It's time to look it dead in the eye. All right, this is the new norm for you. This is who you're going to become if you keep fighting. You keep doing the things that I mentioned. And you even take the supplements that I mentioned. You're going to become a much stronger person. You're going to have a lot more lust for life. This is what I see happening. This is what I see that's coming. My gray photos are starting to have some color. I'm not there yet, but it's starting to have a little color. All right, this was going to happen. And you always got to tell yourself, especially as you're making progress, that, hey, I'm getting better. I'm getting better. One thing that really turned things around for me was when I was reading Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. And that whole day I felt so fragile. I was afraid to sit still because I just couldn't deal with how I felt, how the world around me looked so differently, how I felt like I wasn't even participating in this life, how I felt like I'm not really in this body, like this is, or like it's just a movie or something. And in the book, I'm maybe paraphrasing, but it said love is stronger than death. And for some reason, that like sparked something inside of me where I perked up and I was like, I'm gonna fight. And I said, what I started saying was, my strength is greater than my fears. And I rolled that out. And it wasn't easy. It didn't, it wasn't easy afterwards, but I felt like I had more tools. That inspired me to say, hey, let me start researching things that are really going to help me with this. So then that's when I started getting the vitamins, and then I made a video talking about my mental health and all of that. And then somebody, sorry, I'm forgetting your name. I want to say Akachi. Please forgive me if I got that wrong. I'm tired. Recommended some supplements to me. I looked them up and I got them. Help was on the way. My aunt gave me some hemp oil. That's been helping surprisingly. And I was very surprised about that, but that was helping me. It helped me get to sleep and stuff like that. I take it about 3 times a day. Maybe I'll start to limit to 2 times, maybe, and then maybe once, so I can have it, so I can have it around a little bit longer. But those are the things that I'm doing to fight. I am fighting. I don't want to give anybody the impression that I'm making a victim out of myself. Please do not make a victim out of yourself. You don't have to identify as sick. Use this as tools to get stronger. And you'll be looking back at yourself and you'll be glad that you chose to fight. Because I know how easy it is to want to give up. I've mentioned it to others. I mentioned it to myself. It takes a lot for me to not give up. This is a serious battle. And all hands on deck. All right? Even if you going at this alone, which, I mean, you pretty much are. You can have all the people around you. But this is going on between the ears, man. But and you have to send everything you can at it. Everything that's going to make things better for you. Now's not the time to abuse substances. Now's not the time to overload on sugar. Now's not the time to use caffeine. Now's not the time to curl up in the ball. Now's the time to fight. And you're going to be stronger because of it. Trust me. All right, guys, best wishes.